Take it home with me. God will. Put it in your knapsack. God will. And when you find yourself in a tough situation, sometimes you just need to say to yourself, God will. All right. To God, our creator, sustainer, and redeemer. To Dr. Bell and the ministers of Hands Across Blacksburg, and to all of you, my Father's children, I greet you in the matchless, the marvelous, the excellent name of Jesus Christ. We've had a time all week. So we were talking down in the office. I said, I've enjoyed this week. I've been calling folks, y'all need to get down to Blacksburg. It's on fire down here. But there is a word from the Lord on this evening. On Good Friday. Good Friday. As we look with anticipation to early Sunday morning. There's the word tonight. If you would go with me to the book of Mark, the 15th chapter, just one verse. Mark, the 15th chapter. And as you turn, I just want to give a shout out to my boo. My daughter who praise dance. See, we thank God for that. And to the 3 in 1, I don't want to forget about you. 3 in 1. Thank you for being in the house this evening. Mark the 15th chapter and verse 39. Mark 15, verse 39. And the text says, when the Roman officer who stood facing him saw how he had died, he exclaimed, truly, this man was God's son. All right. When the Roman officer who stood facing him saw how he had died, he exclaimed, truly, this man was the Son of God. Amen. For a little bit, once you all talking briefly from the subject, the pain, there's a purpose to the pain. The pain has a purpose. Let's God for a word of prayer. Come and thy people bless, and give thy word success. Spirit of holiness upon us descend. In the name of Jesus we do pray. Amen. Amen. There's a purpose to the pain. Amen. You know, we all go through things in life. We all have struggles. And in this modern Christianity, we often ask, why am I going through what I'm going through? Why am I going through this right now? And the seasoned saints in the house will say that this is the will of the Lord. But you see, those in my generation and generations below are of a postmodern thought. We need a little bit more than it's the Lord's will. I want to encourage somebody tonight that the pain has a purpose. We can become quite disheartened when things don't turn out the way that we may have desired. We can become discouraged when we are giving our all, but it seems as if nothing is working out for our good. We turn to the left. The job is about to lay us off. We turn to the right. Our husband or wife is about to leave. When we stay looking forward, our children are getting on our last nerve. When we turn around, we see that our parents are having health issues. It seems as if we come out of one situation and go straight into the next situation. And I believe there's one or two that have gotten tired on the journey and said, Lord, where are you? I need you in the midst of this pain. I want to encourage you tonight that the pain has a purpose. Why does it seem that I spend more time crying than sleeping in the bed? Why am I dealing with this? Why does it seem that I can never find peace? Why is there so much pain in my life right now? Why did they leave me? Why did my job lay me off? There were others who took off, it seems like every other week. And they're still at the plant. Lord, why is few of us tonight that there are some derivatives that come from what you go through. There's some things that come as you travel through the land of through. I know we all want to get to the breakthrough. We all want to make it to the finish line, but there's things that go, that come in us as we go from the start line to the finish line. There's some endurance that we pick up. Some trust in God that we can pick up. Some hope that will not disappoint us because we know that God has done it before. I said our pain has a purpose. I know that it can become gut-wrenching. And I understand that you may be struggling to understand some things. But your pain does have a purpose. The gospel choir at home used to sing a song, Just Hold On. Just hold on. God has promised to see you through. Just hold on. Just hold on. God has promised to see you through. And for those that find themselves on the cliff, they said, keep hoping, keep praying, keep trusting, and keep fighting, for God will see you through. Keep hoping, keep praying, keep trusting, and keep fighting, for God will see you through. Just hold on. Your pain has a purpose. We find ourselves in the 15th chapter of Mark, as Jesus has had an unbelievable last 24 hours. Been anointed by a woman who uses what is most dear to her. Has shared the Passover meal with his disciples, which has become our communion service. Before the meal, one of his own has decided to betray him. But Jesus serves him at the table just like he's his closest friend. After the meal, he has to tell Peter that he will deny him 3 times. And next he goes to the Garden of Gethsemane to pray, with sweat like drops of blood coming down his face. The weight of his mission weighs on him as he kneels at the Garden of Gethsemane. And after he gets up from praying, the betraying disciple approaches him and betrays him in the midst of the Roman soldiers and of the chief priests and everybody else. The chief priests and elders decide to take him on trial. And what's interesting is that nobody's testimony could quite line up. Everybody said this and everybody said that, but the testimonies did not come together. But he was guilty as soon as he walked into the room. He was guilty even though he was innocent. He was guilty in the chief priest's eyes. He was given a guilty verdict after he said that he was the Messiah. And the chief priests see no reason to continue with the trial. If we just stop right here. Jesus has been through enough. Some of us have been through enough. While we have not been through everything that Jesus has been through, I dare to suggest that there's 1 or 2 of us that have been through some of the things, some of the pieces that Jesus has had to struggle with, or people in Jesus' midst. Some of us serve the church faithfully. And there's some people in the church who are always hating on us. They always got something to say about what we're doing in the church. this thing twisted. I know what he's done for me, although you might have gotten amnesia. I know what he's done for me, and I'm glad about it.
That's all right.
Don't knock me if you're feeling insecure about what you're doing. Don't get upset, Cain, when you bring God leftovers. And he's unpleased with you. But your brother, he's pleased. Don't get upset. Cain, look at yourself in the offering that you're bringing to God. Stop hating on me just because I brought my alabaster box of oil. It was expensive to me. It cost a pretty penny. It may have taken me about 6 months to get it, but I'm willing to pour it on the Lord because this is my service to the Lord. Don't hate on me. Don't look at me strange just because I'm serving God and you sitting on the sidelines. Get yourself together and get in the game where I am. Just pay attention to the lack of relationship that you and God have and stop hating on me. Most of us have dined with people, talked with people, shared some knowledge or personal things about ourselves. Only that we find that only that people will reuse those things against us. We confided in them, told them, you know what, I don't trust a lot of people. I don't keep a lot of close friends because it seems like they're always stabbing me in the back. And you confide in this person. You spend time with this person and they betray you. Jesus, you have poured into Judas for so long. You have let him in on the inner secrets, have talked to him and loved him like any other disciple. But now he's at the point where he is betraying you. I believe there's 1 or 2 in the house that have been there as well. Where you confided in someone and found that your story was on, and do I have the young folks in the house, on Facebook. You found that they tweeted your personal information. You found your stuff in the Blacksburg Post. You said, I'm just going to confide this to you. And now somebody has come back and told you a remix of your own story. I said, and I believe that we have not been through everything that Jesus went through, but I believe that there's 1 or 2 of us in the house that can say that they left me hanging and they betrayed me. When Jesus is brought to Pilate, the plot thickens. Pilate sees no reason for Jesus to be crucified. It makes no sense to him. But as was the custom, he could either release Jesus or Barabbas. And the high priest got the crowd to say, let's release Barabbas. We need to do something with Jesus. So Pilate turns Jesus over to the soldiers, where they flog him, where they punch him, where they beat him. They beat him with a whip. To give you a visual, a whip, on the end of this whip was broken bones, shattered glass, metal pieces, and every time they hit Jesus with this whip, the broken bone would dig into his skin. He went through pain for you and I. The pain has a purpose. Just stay with me a little while longer. They whipped him. They beat him. Got a crown of thorns together and smashed it on his head. Put an old faded purple cloak on him and began to mock worship the King of But the minute the church members get around, they all stand with them arms folded and look at you real funny. I'm just saying. Some people that have heard what God is doing in our lives get jealous. And when the opportunity is right there, try to kick us while we're down. Although we have not been beaten in the same manner that Jesus was beaten, we've been ridiculed. People have talked about us. Some have even thrown us away. We have not again been through exactly what Jesus went through. But I do believe that there are 2 or 3 pieces that fit our situation. Jesus is forced to carry his cross, even though he has not eaten and is going off a little to no sleep or rest. Again, he's been beaten. A crown of thorns has been stuck into his head. They mock, worship him. And now he has to carry his own cross. Eventually he collapses and Simon of Cyrene has to carry it the rest of the way. Then he's nailed to the cross. 6-inch spikes driven into his wrist bone here and driven into his ankle bone. The pain does have a purpose. He hung on that cross. People walked by him and said, "You saved others. Why can't you save yourself? Why don't you come on down off that cross and then we'll really worship you?" Even the thieves on the cross with him were mocking him. But the pain does have a purpose. You said you would destroy the temple and build it back in 3 days. Come on off that cross. And after the spectators look after Jesus cries out again and breathes his last. The temple curtain was torn into 2 from top to bottom. And the next verse, our verse says, when the centurion saw the way that he died, he said, "Truly, this is the Son of God." I said the pain has a purpose. We might not understand why we go through the things we go through, but the pain has a purpose. I said the pain has a purpose. The centurion that has now confessed that Jesus is the Son of God has been with Jesus all the way back since he was in front of Pilate. He's seen Jesus getting beaten. He's seen the thorns. He gave the command for Jesus to carry his own cross, possibly nail Jesus to the cross. But when he saw all of this go on, when he saw the way Jesus died, when he saw the suffering that Jesus went through,